my DIY drawer build. As you've seen in the last video, we have now got it fitted into the vehicle. Not only is it fitted, we've also added the side panel, the side wing on the side here, and it's working out quite well, although I think I'm going to need to put another angle bracket in there. You remember I mentioned a couple more items, three items that I was going to make. One of them was a bit of a cutting board to go up this front section here so that I can pull it out a bit of the way, and I've got a bit of a table here that I can use to, remove stuff out of the fridge. Even though I do have access to this awesome little board here, pull-out table here, as part of that kick-ass heavy-duty fridge slide. So thank you, Kick-Ass, for doing that. You ought to notice one of the mods that I've done on this. I put this bar along here so I can do this one-handed. Talking about one of the items I was going to make was the tabletop on the front section. The last few videos, I think might have posted it last Sunday or Monday, I'm not too sure now. I posted a video on the plans, some of the ideas that I had, and I asked you guys, what do you think? At the time I was thinking about just going up buying a nice little cutting board and cutting it down so it'll fit inside the groove. It's going to be too low then. Put another little bar across. That way when I put the cutting board in, it will be level with the top of this inner drawer, because obviously any higher it's not going to fit in here. But there was only one issue with that. The fact is I'm going to lose that space in here where I could slide the cutlery tray. One of you guys came up with a brilliant idea. He sent me a PM message. Why don't you use a stainless steel and get it bent over the sides so that it sits over the lip? I was thinking, that's a brilliant idea. So I started looking into it. So I went uptown and I went to go see how much a piece of stainless steel sheet was. Suggested to use something like 1.6 or 2 mil. I found 2 mils, but it was really heavy, and I couldn't find anyone who had stock of the 1.6 mil. But the guy claimed he had some 1.2 mil, and he claimed it'll be more than heavy enough, and I picked it up and it was just picking it up, it was just flopping all over the place. So I want to use this for grocery shopping. You know how heavy some of these grocery bags are? They fill them up that much that they're so heavy I'm flat out picking them up at times. So it has to be something that can take the weight. So I knew I had to go to 1.6 or 2 mil. I had a look around town to see if I could find any offcuts. And the only piece of offcuts I could find were either 2 mils, and they were big sheets costing minimum $100. Then they wanted $20 per cut. And I kid you not, $20 per straight line cut. So there would have been 2 cuts there, so it would have been an extra $40. And then I had to try to find an engineer that will fold it up for me. And guys, where I'm living, the trade industry's pretty booming here. And these fabricators, they're not really interested in small jobs. I've tried many times to go in just to get a small job done. They'll either want to charge you like $100 and hoping you'll just go away, asking a ridiculous price, or they just blankly say, no, we're flat out, we've got too much work to do. They're only interested in the big commercial work, basically. So I thought, I'm going to have to, it's going to cost well over $100, and I thought, nah, I'm not going to spend over $100 just for a little small tabletop. I'll have to go back to my idea, go grab a little bit of, use up some of the leftover timber I've got here. I've got some oil that I can use, that I can put over the timber that makes it safe for food and so on, for chopping. And just lose that space, the ability to be able to have a tray come all the way up here. Just out of curiosity, so I went online and did a search, and there's a place here called Oakwood Sheet Metal Works, So I jumped in the car and I went out there, and they specialise in stainless steel. Drew up a quick plan while I was there, and I said to the guys, right, you know, how much can you do this for me? They said, oh, it'll be less than 50 bucks. And that's in a 1.6 stainless steel, and that includes them folding it. And the size I wanted, if I remember right, I think it was 328 wide by 400. So I told them, let's go by 328 wide by 400. I want it so it'll fold over the edge, but it has to be perfectly sized so it'll fit in between the grooves here. So you might have a hint of something in here. I've actually got one, guys, and I just went out there to pick it up. So 2 days later, early this morning, they gave me a call that it's ready to pick up, and it just fitted perfectly. So what have I got? Let me show you. And here it is. As you can see, it's just a piece of stainless steel folded over just to sit on the lid. I can slide that across as I please. And then the other two accessories are yet to build are the 2 trays to go in here. And once I've done that, it's all finished. Once I built these trays, it's all finished. So there's not going to be any building today. As soon as this weather clears up a bit, then I'm going to get back into the shed and start making these 2 trays. And of course I'm going to bring you along with me and show you how I made those 2 trays. So here it is. The only thing I kind of regret, I probably could have went 500, wouldn't mind an extra 10 centimeters. That's the only thing. I regret not bringing it, making it a bit longer, but I think this will be enough. I think this will work. So it's still got the protective cover over the top, so I thought what I might do is I might as well on air, live on air, peel this protective cover off, and let's see what it looks like, shall we? Exciting times. I can't tell you how happy I am how this drawer has come across along. I think, oh, I'm just so happy. It's come out better. I haven't built a drawer system like this before, and it's just come out so good, and I'm very happy with it. So I think I've already said that. Wow, look at the finish on that. Wow. Wow, that's not easy to peel off. And there it is. My new cutting board. Definitely strong enough. It sits right there like that. Should see how that shines. So that's the idea. Now, this here, as you can see, closes. No problems at all. So what I can do when I just want a little table like so, and I want to brew up a coffee or something, as you can see, I can slide this across, grab a coffee or something, slide this back, and I've been driving around with it and it hasn't been making any rattling noise or anything, so which is brilliant. So as long as it's big enough so I can put my induction cooktop on here, what else, the coffee machine and so on, and it's big enough for that. And in hindsight, if I made it 10 centimeters longer, it's going to take up too much room here. And of course, as you can see, the drawer's fully, what's the word? Extended. Full extension drawer. Don't have to dig down here. And that's what I wanted. Now, as you know, these Dun & Watson 1524 mil, so there's 1524 millimeter long. It's the longest drawer slides you can get in the Dun & Watson range. That's in the heavy duty lockable range. It has a carrying capacity of 227 kilos, But that 227 kilos capacity is given this when the drawers are closed. So when it's fully extended, it's got that drops the carrying capacity down to 150 kilos. So guys, there's 150 kilos I can put on here if I want. I'm never going to. There's no way I'm going to put 150 kilos in here. So we know the inner drawers are 8.5 kilos. I don't know what this weigh. I'll have to weigh it. This is probably a few kilos, maybe 4 kilos. As I mentioned, I wanted something heavy duty because I'm going to be putting heavy bags on here, shopping bags, etc. on here. And then the clothes. Another thing I like about it, it's ideal height. Look at that, just ideal working height. I hate these tables that are too low. And as good as this is brilliant, but I found it's just a little bit too low at times. I will still use this at times, this little table here. But this is going to make an ideal table now. So it's perfect bench height to be doing some work, whatever I need to be done. Awesome. And then the clothes, you can see, that's it. And there's no rattling too. I've been driving around with that piece of stainless steel tabletop in there and there's no rattling at all. Although I do have a rattle somewhere on the right hand side, something to do with the battery. I don't know what it is, but it's just really annoying. I tried to find where it is and I cannot, so this weekend I'm going to get my brother to sit in the back of the car, find out what's rattling, then I can tie it down, fasten it, whatever, and stop that rattle. And it's only started since I relocated my lithium battery from the third seat well, because you know I've got a Pajero. So I used to have the lithium battery under the third seat well, but as you can see with this configuration, with this setup, I've got no access to that third seat well, and that's fine. Even when I had access to it, guys, it's very rarely I ever used it. So I'm not going to miss it whatsoever. But now I've got the battery up here, I can easily keep an eye on it. As you can see, I've got the battery monitor here, showing 52% battery capacity left in it, so I'm going to put the charger on it shortly. You can see my multi-plus over there. Now all these cables, these are all to do with the temperature monitors, so they're quite long cables. So let me grab one here. So these are all temperature thermometer probes. So I've got two in this vehicle, one external. I can have one external, one internal inside the car. I can even have one inside the fridge if need be. And they're quite long cable, those. And the other one I've got is the 7 dB antenna, external antenna that's held in by a magnet for my system in here. Because I've got the Victron 4G, GLGSM, whatever it's called, all to do with this. But we're not here to talk about that, guys. We're here to talk about this here. So she's almost done. I haven't finished fastening it down yet. I've picked up some additional other stainless steel accessories to mount it down on the front here, like on the side here. And I've got a couple more items on the back that I need to mount it down. Put another angle line in the middle here for this board, and then probably drill it in as well. I'm going to drill it in because I think you'll be able to pull this up and take that out if need be. I've got a little bit of storage area in here too, to put something in there, as well as a little bit of storage area on the right hand side if I want. The oven eventually is going to go back in here. I've got the oven in the house. I've been using it every day to cook. And then I just need to find a place where I'm going to store my coffee machine. Maybe down at the back there. Might be an ideal spot for the coffee machine, or somewhere just off here on the side. We'll see. In hindsight, probably could have made the drawer higher and made into 2 drawers. Now that I'm thinking about it, if I was going to do it again. But I think this is going to be enough. If it's not going to be enough, then I will build another drawer to go on the top. And the benefit with this, then I've got nothing in the way here. I can bring this drawer all the way out to here, which would be ideal. And then I've got this straight bit right through there where I can put my poles, etc. on there. So see how I go. Can always build another just low drawer there if I run out of a room for my food. Smaller items that always gets in the way. You know, there's just stuff if you end up putting it in a box, and then you open the box and every time you want something, it's always right down the bottom. It's the last thing you look at. I just want to have a system where everything's in place, so you know exactly where it is after a while, and you just go boop, bang, yep, there it is, bang, that's it, boom, done that. So things like sugar, etc. So that's the plan there. But let's see how we go with this. What I've got here might be enough room here. As I mentioned, the next videos we'll do is we'll be starting on building the internal trays. I got an idea of building one for the utensils, and I got an idea to build another one just for small knickknacks and so on. Stuff that, like I mentioned before, that's tiny, like little torches or something like that. My tyre deflators, they'll be ideal in here as well. So things like that, my little fire lighters, stuff like that that's used often and you want quick access to, and that would be perfect right here. If this area is enough for my kitchen, then I can use this area to store my chargers for my cameras. I use a lot of the LED lights that run on lithium. You can see one right here, a little one. I find these brilliant, again from Kick-Arts. So they're quite often, I always keep one handy right here. Now I've got another two longer ones, twice the length of that, out at the front there. And I generally always charge them using the USB port that's on my fridge. The fridge has got about 3 USB ports on it. So I figured instead of building extra USB ports in here, I just use the USB ports in the fridge, and it's also got a cigarette lighter plug there as well. So if I need any more, then I can add extra USB ports. I've got USB ports in the house there that I can add. I could probably put a couple on this side here, which I think I probably will do eventually. I'll put a couple on this side or maybe on this side. We'll see how we go. We just need to test all this out. Once I'm finished building this, I just need to test it out for a while and see how it goes. And of course the clothes. It just fits perfectly. I was so worried that wasn't going to fit, eh? This fits perfectly. So guys, no building today. There's big rain due any moment. About 20 minutes after I finished mowing, it just started pissing down rain, and we've got a little bit of a break right now. So as soon as I saw this break, I thought I'll run out here with the camera. It is extremely humid. Just standing here talking to you, I'm just starting to sweat. So I'm going to go back into the house and edit this up and sit in the air-conditioned comfort. It's too hot in the shed here to be starting to do any work or etc. And there's big rain coming. It's going to last for 2 or 3 days. So there's no point filming while it's raining because you will not hear a thing, guys. It's on this tin roof and the rain gets so heavy you will not hear a thing, and the humidity is just shocking. So guys, it's probably going to be a few days before I'm going to get onto, maybe today is, what's today, Thursday, so maybe Sunday or Monday, most likely probably Monday, before I get on to making those trays. And then once I've finished those trays and finish putting those mounting points on here, then we can safely say that this is finished. So it's getting there, guys. I mean, it's finished enough now that I can start using it. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe. If you haven't subscribed, it'll help my channel enormously. And those who haven't subscribed, thank you very much. For the bottom of my heart, cannot appreciate it so much. And thanks for supporting my series on the build of the drawer system. I know it's dragged on a bit, so it's a bit like a blog. So I did mention at the start, I'll take you to show you everything. Now I did miss a couple of steps, but you would have seen in yesterday's video or a couple of days ago that I showed you how I installed the marine carpet and how I built the side wing on here. So I did show you that one. So because I missed out on that, I didn't show you this one here. It was very hot those days, and frankly I just wanted to get here and get these done as quick as possible and out of the heat of this shed, because in summer, guys, up here in summer, humidity is just killing, and it is really hot inside this shed here. So guys, till next time, look after yourself, and cheers, and put a like.